Hello, welcome back. Hello to you. Last time, we made this cool tilt-a-table game, and the ball rolls into the coins. And right now, I believe the coins just make a print statement. Yeah, they just kind of tell us that we did it. The player can't really use print statements. They'll never see them, hopefully. So let's make the coins do something. Let's make them give a point. I think that would be fun. Alright, we probably need to show the point on a screen, on this screen. Heaven forbid we show it on a separate screen. You can. I'm going to add a node, and I'm going to add a label node. Label nodes display text. Godot immediately flips to 2D because text is 2D, kind of. And we can write score equals something, it doesn't really matter. This will technically work. Let me show you. It does display a score, right? No argument. It's not really best practices. I think for our case, it would be a little more fine because our camera doesn't move. What if we want to move the camera later? Or here's a thought, what if we just want to do it right? Best practices. I'm going to click on main, and I'm going to add a new node, and it's going to be a canvas layer. That's what I want. The canvas layer sits on top of every single thing that's going on, and it sends positions to control nodes. Those are the green nodes. They're used for UI. So I'm going to make the label a child of canvas layer. Before, what was going on was label was getting its position from main, and it was getting the 3D position, like, in the whole entire world. It was working, but it was a lot. Canvas layer is going to give label a position of, see how my mouse is drawing a nice little rectangle? It's going to make a HUD, and it's going to give the label that position, which is going to work a little bit better for us. All right. First of all, tip from me. I never hear anybody say this, but it's true. When you're making a label that, like, displays a number, always make the number super, super wrong. We know that's not the score, right? If something goes haywire and something doesn't get sent to the label correctly, you're going to see it really quick. I see a lot of people be like, oh, I don't know, score is 10. You're not going to catch that. I had X earlier. That would also work. It's okay. It looks a little sad. I have added a font called Dogica. Is that how you say it? I think so. Dogica into my resources. It's a free font. I'll try to remember to link it in the description. It doesn't matter which font you use as long as it's a font you like. So I've clicked on label, inspector, theme overrides, font sizes. No, fonts. Sorry. And I'm going to drag Dogica in. I could drag Dogica bold in. I don't know. I'm just doing this. Well, would I rather have Dogica bold? No. I would rather have Dogica, so let me Control Z that. Font size. When I tested this, I really liked 40. It doesn't entirely matter as long as you're happy with it. And I am going to take it and just drag it maybe here, just so it's not shoved so tightly up in the corner. We hit Control Save, run the scene, and we should see the label and it should be there. Do I still like that size? 30. I don't know why I liked 40 earlier. Now I'm looking at it like, ugh, huge. Yeah, 30 is a lot better. Okay, so that's what I have. I have Dogica and it's 30. I'm perfectly fine with the white because my background is dark blue. If you want to change it, you would go to theme overrides, color, font color, and then, yeah, just pick out something. But I'm keeping white. Okay, so we've got a score label, but we've got to be able to score. There are as many ways to do this as there are people watching this YouTube video. Let's do it this way. Coming to our coin scene from last time, you can either click the little coin clapboards, or I've got it open. I could just click on it. And I can go into the coin script. So if we're going to give a point, we need to have a point. Bar point, and I'm going to type it as an int. Ints are whole numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, as opposed to floats 1.5, 2.0, 3.9. I don't see a reason for a score to be a float, so I'm going to keep it an int. And I'm going to default this to 1. So to default it, you just set it equal to anything. It doesn't matter. Nailed it. And we're going to use a signal. The idea is that when the coin gets hit, I want it to send a signal out to... See over here in my main scene tree, it's going to signal down to the label, and the label's going to go, oh, I should do something with that. So let's do that. Let's get rid of our print statement. Oh, wait, we need a signal first, don't we? Signal. I'm going to call it score a point. And with that signal, we are going to send out the point so that the label knows how many points we got. Cool. So, emitting a signal is easy. Uh-oh, I have a space here. That'll probably bite me later. Emitting a signal is easy. Type the name of the signal. Emit. And I would like to send out the point with it. So this thing is going to emit a signal, and it's going to send out the number 1 because that's what point equals. Let's set the label up to receive this signal, but before we do, this is going to look like some trickery, but trust me. I'm actually going to click on table. And I am going to add as a child of table just a regular old node 3D. Actually, you might be able to get this done with a regular node, but they're all free, so why not? I'm going to make all of my coins, I've got them all highlighted, and I'm going to drag them onto this thing. Actually, we should name that now, shouldn't we? Call it coins. And now all of the coins are a child of coins. That'll make sense in a second. Come here to the label. I'm in the inspector, I'm going to scroll down, and I'm going to put a script on the label. You know what? Hold on. Let's call this score label. Just to give it a better name, and then the script will have a better name too. Scorelabel.gd looks great. I want score label to be able to talk to all of these coins, and the easy way to do that is to actually talk to this node up here. So I'm going to drag, then I'm going to press Control, and I have no idea what that is on Windows or Linux. Leave it in the comments. But I'm going to drop it, and now I have a reference to that node. Love that. When we start the game, our score is going to be 0, so let's set that up. In the ready function, the thing that runs right at the beginning, func ready void. When I say text, that talks to, let's show you in the inspector, any of the label text over here. So we can change it to whatever we feel like. We probably want it to be, do I want it all capital letters or do I want it lowercase? I hate it, I'll change it. Score, put a space. And then we're going to convert score to a string. The str function makes whatever we put in a string. So score is coming as an int, but then this says, nope, you're a string, and you're going to set in the label text. Which means when we run this, it shouldn't say score xxx, it should say score 0, and it does. Boy, I should take one of those X's out, shouldn't I? But we need to connect to the signal that the coin is sending out so that we can get that to change the score, right? Okay, so we need a reference to each one of these coins. No, we don't. No, we don't. Watch this. if we get the children of this node right here, we can just connect to everything in a for loop. This is a common Godot trick. Var coins children equals, we're going to talk to this node, so coins dot, what in the world is get gizmo? Okay, that's a later thing. Right now we're getting children. So get children, we can read right here, it returns all of the children of this node and just throws them in an array for us. Very convenient. Now that we have that, I'm going to type this out, then I'm going to explain it. For I in coins children. I dot score a point dot connect score a point. And it's going to get mad at us because func score a point doesn't exist. So let me do that really quick. I promise I'm going to explain everything in a second. Score a point pass. So to connect to a signal, we need the connect function, but it needs to know what signal we're connecting to. Well, it's called score a point, right? That's what we called it. Nailed it. And it needs a callable, meaning it needs the name of a function. So I named it score a point. We've got that right there. But it needs to know where to look to get this signal to connect to it. So this for loop creates a node, and it looks in the array that we just made. So this is an array, and it'll look in the first part of the array, and it's like, okay, in the first part of the array, I want this node right here, and I'm going to connect to this signal. If I receive the signal, I'm going to run this code. So the next guy in the array, I'm going to look at him, I'm going to connect to this, and if I get that signal, I'm going to run this. And then the next guy in the array. So it's going to go over all of these coins. The advantage of this, if you add more coins or take out more coins, the code does not care. Because forever and always, this is going to find every single child of this node. I know, I like it too. Okay, but when we receive the signal, what do we want to happen? We passed in point, so we want to add a point to our score. Easy, let's do it. Score equals score plus, I said plus point. That's just math. And then we want to update our score label. So, honestly, the same thing. All right, hit play, see what we've wrought. Score equals 0. Oh, I've still got my collision shapes on. That's actually going to give us an advantage. See? I hit it. I get 1. Now, watch. One last thing. The coins don't go away. I can just hit them forever. I could see an argument for actually keeping it like this, but let's do this instead. Coin. I am in coin.gd. When the body enters me, I'm going to emit my signal. Good for me. And then queueFree is the function we use when we just want to get rid of a node. It technically puts it in a queue for deletion, and then on the next frame, it deletes it. What the user is going to see is that the coin is going to go away. Let's make it happen. Bam. Got a point. Let's see if I can get another. Actually, I might be able to, like, roller coaster my way into both of these guys. What do you think? It's not going fast enough. Go faster. Yep. It works! Oh, I missed him. Alright, while I am trying to get this last one, you have an excellent week. I'll see you next week. Take it easy. Make games. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Hey, real quick before you scoot, I am on buymeacoffee.com. It's kind of like Ko-Fi and Patreon together. If you found this video helpful or useful, I would appreciate you coming over here and checking this out. If you are willing or able, you can donate on this page.